morning all of you once again to our online classes, and today we are having a new topic, and the topic is an elementary school classroom in slum. So that is the second poem of your literature section, and as you all know that we have these three parts, and what are these three parts? The first part is the title, second is going to be the theme, and third is going to be the explanation. So the first thing what we have to do is that we have to understand the title and what is the meaning of title. So the title means here an elementary school classroom in slum, and the title shows the meaning of the word, and the meaning of the word is elementary school. And basically, what is this elementary school? Elementary school is basically a school that is associated with the primary school. It is also called as a primary school. And the second word is the slum. And slum is basically an area or undeveloped areas, or those areas which are undeveloped and where sort of people which are unprivileged. And the second meaning, and the second part is the theme. What is the meaning of theme? So we have these two words: social injustice and class inequality. So the theme of the poem is around this. The word is social injustice and class inequality. So in this poem, basically, the theme gives us this glimpse, and the glimpse of the poem, and the glimpse of the poem is that the powerful and authoritative people, they must step forward. They must step forward for the development for these children. And the poet also wants every children who are in classroom in the elementary school, they must be educated. They must be educated. So the next, and then the third part is the explanation. And as you all know that the explanation is over there, and line by line we will explain the meaning of the poem. So line by line I will give you this explanation of the poem. So the first line gives us that far, far from dusty waves, these children's faces like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. So the first two stanzas, first two lines of the poem. What are these? What are these two lines? The two lines explains us the meaning of this word, far, far from gusty waves. So basically, the gusty means that is strong. But for these children, they are very poor. They do not have opportunities. They do not have anything that can be associated to their life. So the first thing shows far, far from gusty waves means these children, they are weak. They are not having any sort of strength. And the next is that their faces is like rootless weeds. Now what is the meaning of this word, like rootless weeds? So this word rootless weeds, it means that it is unnourished. It is not developed. It is these children, they are not developed. They are not developed because of some burden, because of problem. And their hair torn round their pallor. Their faces looks like as if they are having weakness. The weakness in their faces, it shows that these children, they are poor, and they are having nothing that can be associated to their life. So the face shows us that the face is pale. Pallor is a word which means that is pale. Pale means yellowish color. So the face of the children, it is very pale, and they are yellowish in color. So the next lines, the tall girl with her weighed down head. So now the poet has given this glimpse of the classroom, that what students, what they were doing inside the classroom, what they are doing inside the classroom. So there was a girl, and what she was going over there, the tall girl with her weighed down. She could not look up to the teacher. She was just looking down. She was not looking up to his teacher. And the teacher, what he was doing in the classroom, he was educating. He was doing something for these children. They must be doing some there. But this girl, what this girl was doing over there, this girl is not looking up to the teacher. And why she is not looking up to the teacher? She is not looking up to the teacher because of burden. Burden. And what sort of burden she is having? And what sort of burden she was having? She was having burden of poverty. So she was having burden of poverty, and she could not look up to the teacher. She could not look up to the teacher. So the other lines, the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes. Now there is one more boy inside the classroom, and what he was doing in the classroom. What he was doing? He was not looking up to the teacher. He is not looking up to the teacher. And why he was not looking up to the teacher? Because of hunger. Now there is only one thing that can be associated with this word, and what is the word that can be associated here is the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes. So the boy is there. The boy is showing that he is not having anything that can be eaten by him. And what is the thing that can be associated with rat's eyes? As you all know that I have used these poetic devices in the second line, like rootless weeds. What is the meaning of like rootless weeds? So which poetic device we are using over here is that is simile. And in the fourth line you have seen that with rat's eyes. So the boy is looking. And why he is looking? He is looking for to eat something. He is not looking up to the teacher. What he was looking at? Why he was not looking at the teacher? He is not looking at the teacher because he was hungry. He could not look. And because of that hunger, he is having that weakness in his body. There is a body in his weakness, and that body is because of hunger. And the eyes associated. Now what is the comparison made here? What is the comparison made by the poet? And what sort of comparison it is made over here is that is rat's eyes. And what rat's eyes shows? What rat's eyes shows? The eyes shows that he was having gleam in his eyes. He was having gleam of hunger. He was having ray of hope that he will have something which he can eat. So the next is the stunted unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled diseases, his lesson from his desk. There is one more boy. And this poor boy, what he was doing in the classroom, once again he was not looking up to the teacher. He was looking to other things in the classroom which are over there. So this boy is basically stunted unlucky hair. These three words, you must understand these three words. The first word is stunted. Stunted means undeveloped. Undeveloped, when bones are not developed, the bones which are having a sort of disease. So this boy is stunted. So the word is stunted. So stunted, unlucky hair. Once again, a homophone is being used over here. And what sort of homophone is used over here? That is hair. And hair, as you all know, we have understood this meaning here, H-A-I-R. It is a homophone, and the word is hair. Hair means successor. So it means successor. So the poet is calling this boy, and why he was calling? He was calling as unlucky here. He was not. He's not fortunate. He was not that much fortunate that like other children. But usually, what happens? What these normal children, what they get, what they get from their parents. Basically, what they get wealth. Sometimes they get values. So these things are associated with normal children. But this boy, this poor boy, unlucky boy, what he was doing over there? He was having bones in his. He was having disease of bones. And what sort of disease is having? The disease is gnarled disease, where where the bones becomes twisted because of disease, and this disease is associated with his father. So normal children, as I have told you, that normal children, what they get from their parents, they get values, they get wealth. But this poor boy he is not having any opportunity to develop himself. So the next lines. So he's also not looking up to the teacher. जैसे I have told you, his lessons from his desk means the boy, once again this third boy was not looking up to the teacher. He was looking up to other things. Now, at back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. Now poet has made this comparison with other students who are inside the classroom. So what is the negativity poet has described in the overhead stanzas? So over lines. So what poet has used over here? The poet is using negativity. But at the end of the stanza, of the first stanza, what is there? The thing is that there is positivity. And what sort of positivity is explained by the poet? So this positivity was there because of one thing. And what is that thing? That the boy was having dreams and hopes in his eyes. He was having dreams in his eyes. And this sweet boy, he was not looking up to the teacher. But what is showing over there? What is shown over there? It is shown that that student, that sweet boy, was not looking up to the classroom. He's also not looking up to the teacher, but he was looking out. He was looking out of the classroom. And why he was looking up to the out of the classroom? Why he was looking out of the classroom? Why he was doing over there? What he was doing? He was enjoying. And what sort of enjoyment he was doing over there? He was enjoying a squirrel's game. So the squirrel's game means there were squirrels who were playing in the tree room. So the tree room. So the squirrels were playing inside the tree room, means inside the tree. So the squirrels were playing, and this boy is basically he's having hopes in his eyes. He was having dreams of something, to get something. And what is that something that could be associated? And that thing is that there will be positivity. And what sort of positivity is explained by the poet. So the eyes in his hope and dreams, that one day he will have some game. He might have some games of which he can play. What sort of games he can play from there? So the last phase, last phase, other than this. So once again, the poet is comparison. He just comparing. What he was comparing? He was comparing with other students. There was a comparison with these three students. The first boy is the tall girl with the head down, the first girl student, and then the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes, the second boy, and the third boy, the stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease. Third boy, and the fourth boy, he was having positivity. But but with other students, they were not having that positivity in his classroom. So there was only single boy. There was only single boy inside the classroom. And what sort of atmosphere inside the classroom? So the other students, they were dull, they were weak because of poverty, strength. They were having nothing that can be associated to their children. And this boy, this sweet boy, he was having dreams in his eyes and hopes. So it shows that poet was having positivity. Still there was some positivity inside the classroom. So up to now, what we have done is we have completed the first stanza of the poem. So the other stanzas we will discuss on the next session, and till then, you all be good and goodbye.